Settle down a little bit. The time limits tonight, so everything's good. Now, for people who know me, you might expect me to do something weird, but I'm going to do something weird by not doing something weird. And I have this really long poem I've wanted to do for a long time, and it's like 5 minutes, and I never get to do that in normal slam, so here it goes.
Do it!
Crazy. And yeah, this is a really personal piece. It's about my nephew, so. Dear Andrew, it's the form of a letter. Dear Andrew, you haven't seen or heard from me for a long, long time. You were young then, and memory is a funny thing. I was 12 and a half years old. You were 4 and a half, and we were just two young, adventurous boys playing together on seemingly an ordinary day. Yeah, thanks, guys. I hid behind the living room doors. You rushed inside, tackling me from behind as you protested in a fit of happy giggling. I got you. Oh, I got a crush on you. You're the crusher. Let him go. Your dad scowled at me as I abruptly released you. What did you say to him? Nothing. What the fuck did you say to him? I said I had a crush on him. I had him in a bear hug. Paul, we were just playing. I didn't mean anything. Oh, I'm sure you didn't. Just playing. You're a fucking sicko. I don't want you around my son. Daddy, we were just playing. He didn't do anything wrong. Quiet, buddy. My brother-in-law fixed me with a look of disdain. Get out of my house. That was the summer of 1990, and I never saw you again. You're 27 and a half now. I am 35 and a half. And fittingly, I choose... Guys, if you don't mind, I'd really like quiet this piece. Thank you. And fittingly, I choose to speak to you in fractions because I, at least, have never been completely whole. There are people in your life who will take advantage of you. Who have their own agenda and don't care if it will hurt you. Sometimes hurting you is a fringe benefit. Sometimes it is the whole point. Other times, wrong place, wrong time. I don't know if you even remember me. I was a lonely kid. The baby of my family. I always wanted a little brother. You were my best friend, precocious and brave. You would approach others your age with a purpose. Eye contact, inquisitive smile. I slouched. Almost always avoided the eyes, kept my distance. Like a cat ready to get my back up, retreat to the corner, pounce. I always admired you, that innocent invulnerability. King of your playground. I have a hard time picturing you any other way. The unbowed emperor of swag. This is why these words are hard for me to say. I know life has long ago taken away your innocence. It does this to all of us. Those moments fleeting and precious few, but I have worked really hard to hold on to that, to what I can of my idealism. It saddens me I may have to damage yours. Your mom and my other sister were molested by my father. Your dad, Ali said he knew I was just like my father. I was a sick, evil little boy. He called your mom in, told her about that afternoon, told her what I said about the way I had my arms around you, said he thought I wanted to touch you. I was most likely doing drugs or something. Your mom and I were never close. I think it was easier to give in, so it was bad from the premises for being a meaningful part of your life. My own mom never stood up for me. She said she was afraid that she would be banned as well. It still hurts. I accepted it. Because I think part of me felt like I deserved to be shunned, that perhaps he saw something in me that nobody else could. I already carried a lot of guilt. What was a little more? How much difference did a little more heartbreak make? So I never begged to be able to see you. I never talked to my brother-in-law, sister, or you again. I told myself it would be better if you forgot I ever existed. It was a year later. I was 13. My other sister was 17 when she and your dad were caught together in bed. This has been going on since she was 11. For 6 years. All the time, me visiting you, visiting them, this had been going on. He was afraid I would find out. I know that now. Molesting another child, accusing me of wanting to molest his child. It hurts me to tell you this. Everybody deserves to have good feelings about their father. Despite everything, I came to love my own. Guys, I should have given a trigger warning. I apologize at the beginning of this.
Okay.
I just never thought of that. Sorry, but okay. Your father met your mother at university. She graduated high school 2 years early and ran away to university at 16. At 17, she was a tutor, and he was a 39-year-old mature student. Within a year, she had gotten pregnant, and they eloped and got married. Not being half as street smart as book smart, he completely controlled her every move. From this affair to open and repetitive drug abuse to convincing her to stay with him and get her own sister banned from her household, charges never laid. He was an emotional and physical weight across her chest, almost for the first time I met her. So much of the relationship was about his control, his validation. I think you were around 10 when they divorced. I don't know how much of this negativity, how much of this anger, her sadness, You may have assimilated with darklings you've adopted that are not your own, but you were a bright, intuitive boy. There's no way this did not damage you. Knowing these things, I hope you can take a reflective look at your life and decide how much of the story you wish to take with you. How much contact you wish to have with your current family, what you care to cast away. Perhaps this is arrogance, but I hope my words can be some sort of catalyst to create a better life for yourself. The new family I've established is everything I wish the old one was. Sometimes you need to venture out. There are some chapters in some books that truly aren't worth finishing. For instance, I don't know if we could ever pick up a relationship again. There's a lot of pain on my side. Part of me wants to let our past sail gently into memory, but I'm older now. It is harder to say farewell to things you love because at some point along the way, it becomes how clear, how precious and rare the gift of love really is. Part of me is selfish and says, what is the purpose of trying to resuscitate something that may be maimed beyond all recognition? I have no idea if you even remember me, where conversation number one would ever go. Whether we could ever do something as simple as share a hug. Therefore, I leave that up to you. This letter is an apology for all the years I did nothing. I watched the imaginary wishing well ripple as I drop it into the mailbox. Hope it will make at least as big an impression in your own life. Your uncle, Daniel. Thanks, guys.